Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 9 Japanese cruiser Ibuki. It has 10 main guns, 8 secondary guns, 72 AA guns, 16 torpedoes, a top speed of 35 knots, total health 35,100. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main battery, increased main battery accuracy, reduced flood and fire chance, faster rudder shift. And for my commander, situation awareness, basic survivability, basic firing training, faster turret traverse, lower chance of fire, lower cooldown on damage control, and advanced firing training. We are on the map Northern Lights. I love the way this map looks. It feels so great. And we're in the Ibuki for the first time since closed beta. Last time I was in the Ibuki, I believe this is the ship I got solo warrior probably 6 months ago. Really long time ago at this point. It really is a blur when you do a video every single day. Oh, enemy destroyer incoming. We are ready to get him. He shoots down our aircraft, but we already know he's coming. It's a Fletcher, so we unload everything. 50% gone. We incapacitate him. He has to use damage control. He chooses to use the smoke, but we're not ready to fire when he becomes visible. He disappears a second before, and I just fire blindly into it, hoping to get a hit. We get nothing, and we will like it. So instead, I could send it out towards the enemy cruiser. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to try and hit the enemy destroyer, and he sent out torpedoes. We're probably going to take one. We're trying to turn to avoid. Yeah, we're going to take one on our butt, I think. Oh gosh, that was so close. But we sent out a narrow spread concentrated on what we believe is the location of the enemy destroyer, the enemy Fletcher. We are taking fire from multiple enemies, and if we're not successful with the Fletcher, we might hit that enemy Ibuki. Friendly gives me a heart attack, and we take out the Fletcher, and we stop him from capping. We just got so many awards, it just filled our screen, and just like that, ribbons everywhere. The enemy Ibuki was in the area right behind the Fletcher, so the torpedo that would have hit him is not going to hit him, obviously. We fire our guns, just our back guns, at the enemy Ibuki. He is trying to capture the base, but we're giving ground. We don't want to have to deal with multiple ships firing on our position. We're already overextended to a degree, but we're landing great shots. 3K with the 2 guns that we have available, or 2 turrets that we have available, is plenty of damage on a target that only has 35,000 hit points. Interestingly, you can see the Tier 9 Japanese cruiser actually has less health than the Tier 8 Premium Atago. So, something to consider. He dies in a big fireball to something. We instantly switch to the Atago. Probably not going to be accurate with the shot, but I'm not going to waste a gun cooldown. The enemy Atago, I believe, fired AP, and it did minimal damage, and you could hear the dinging as it hit my deck. Yeah, no confirmed hit on the Atago. We are going to try and get the Pensacola. He's a little bit closer, and he's a little bit more hurt. And we lead the target rather well. We set him on fire, and we do 3,000 points of damage. I don't know if he's been hit before, but it doesn't look like he has damage control. Usually, cruisers will use damage control on the first fire, and clearly he is not. But he's moving away rather quickly, and we, in order to have a good range, and you can see the terrible range. By the way, this is the first game in the Ibuki. I have the upgraded hull. Not in this particular video, but I have the upgraded hull now. I've been playing it long enough, 60,000 XP or 50,000 XP, that I have a general idea of how it works, and it just feels underpowered compared to the Mogami. The range is one bugbear. Another aspect of this particular ship is the rate of fire. When you go from something like the Mogami to a ship like the Ibuki, it just feels like a downgrade. And it shouldn't. It really should feel like a really solid upgrade. We, however, are not having any luck hitting the Yolo-saurus. Yes, the Yolo-saurus. We've got an Admiral for the Congo in the Amagi with an unupgraded hull. He's going to take torpedoes, and we do minimal damage. Could have done better with HE. He does take a torpedo. We're going to try and set him on fire. I believe he has used damage control. We do set him on fire, and that probably is going to be the last shot before he disappears. Friendly cruiser, and I'm going to assist him, is attempting to capture A all enemies that have attempted to capture A or prevent the capture are now dead, or they are retreating. So this is our chance. Teammates have already done a great job of capturing C and D. Most of the enemy is concentrated on the western side of the map. If we can get A from them, that is a huge win, in my opinion. They have to deal with trying to recapture, and they also have a timer going. We've taken out 3 of their ships, but being down 3 captures to 1 is a huge issue. And hopefully I can capture this just before I am visible to the Amagi. I feel like the Amagi has a great broadside shot, but obviously I'm not too worried. I'm very healthy. I still have my heals. And gotta play aggressive. Don't be afraid. We have teammates here that have great ability to do damage. And this Atlanta, speaking of damage, takes a ton from somebody. But the Amagi is now visible to us. We just want to get it on the superstructure. And it looks like he was stopped. We catch some of the island, unfortunately. And he's backing up slightly. It looks like he's trying to get out of the area, but you can't get out fast enough, my friend. There's too many allies here killing you. And look at that. That was AP hitting his hull. Completely ineffective. Don't use AP in the Atlanta. Friendlies take him out. It looked like AP at least. It did no damage when it made contact. The Atlanta should have been able to burn him down. He unfortunately dies, but the Amagi dies too. We check to see if there's any targets in range of our torpedoes. There is. Barely. We send out our first set and dang it. The other set was destroyed. That's why I held there for half a second. The Ibuki is about to do something that he will regret for the rest of the game. He sends out torpedoes, and it's going right for the Baltimore. This guy should not have sent those torpedoes. No question. Whenever there is a chance that you would hit a friendly, you can't send them. He kills the friendly because he just hit him with 3 torpedoes and caused flooding. A good teammate will check and confirm that it is a safe torpedo. We are seeing if we have range. He moved out slightly, so I don't believe... Oh, screw that. That's not important. This destroyer, he's trying to come around and go for it, but no, no, no. We do half of his health in 1 salvo. He puts on his smoke. Most likely he has chosen to drop his torpedoes. And if we can follow up with another strong salvo, he will die. We fire at his last known position, and we're able to do tons of damage, barely alive. We fire the remaining 2 turrets, and we're able to catch him in the smoke. Technically, both times we fired at a target that were invisible, but it was so close to him dropping off that we were able to accurately predict and ultimately kill the enemy. We fire and friendly finishes him off. There's an enemy torpedo, funny enough, and those torpedoes, they stop short. So now we have 2 bases to the enemy's 2. They are capturing D. It's now 3-1, just like it was, and we're behind now. What the hell happened? So we've got this Izumo, and we're going to fire on his position. We've got what looks like friendly torpedoes, and they also stop short, but it looks like one was able to make contact. All right. Maybe they were still going and they just disappeared on my screen, but we are able to kill, well, our teammate is able to kill the enemy battleship. And now I'm going to try and head for B. I feel like capture is very important at this point. We can't allow the enemy to have a base up on us. So as we sail towards B, we notice that there's an enemy aircraft carrier in between B and C. And at this point, I was planning my strategy to take out the enemy aircraft carrier. Don't have the range. We are not in the gifted Mogami. We have the lowly Ibuki with the 203mm guns and 15km range. But I see friendly torpedoes in the water. One makes contact. He's down to 1/3 of his health. It looks like he's flooding. Yeah, he's flooding. Look at that dot go. Now he has positioned himself in between a small island and an even smaller island. I don't really have a great shot. I saw this Pensacola trying to escape. YOLOsaurus. Don't have range on him either. If I was in my Mogami, I could kill him. I will keep going back to the Mogami because I feel like the Mogami is fantastic. Part of the reason I haven't shared a Japanese cruiser since the Mogami is I haven't been quite as dominant as the Mogami. Friendlies are able to finish off the aircraft carrier, but we're still on course to capture B and protect our team from a loss. Yes, this might be dull or boring, or why should I bother? We only need to kill 3 enemy ships. I always like to protect my investment. I'm invested in this game. I do not want to lose it. There's an enemy destroyer at sea fighting off the 2 friendlies. Hopefully they can take them out. The Pensacola was just in range, but we obviously were inside that island area, and because of that he fires on my position, and I'm going to return fire. I just need 1 round. I'm going to take out Yolosaurus, and we are right. Are you kidding me? The friendly destroyer that died, and I believe his corpse is somewhere near the A point, was able to get a torpedo strike on the enemy Pensacola that was over 10 kilometers away, and he was dead. Pensacola, what were you doing? Did you not see the torpedoes coming? And now there's only 1 destroyer left. Don't know where he is. I have a theory. I believe that he was the one who captured D, and he's probably looking to capture another base. I don't know how many kills he has, because I have too many medals. Sorry. There's too much stuff covering up the top. So, we are able to capture B, friendly's capturing C, and the enemy is now capturing A. That sneaky destroyer was able to evade detection for so long that he is now over at A. And we're going to head there to stop his reign of capture. And overall, the Ibuki, just a solid game, but let's face it, we live in a world where battleships are a little bit weaker. Lower caliber is a little bit weaker. So, I felt pretty good about this game. I felt like I was able to contribute to my team winning. In particular, I was able to eliminate 2 destroyers that I felt like were going to play the objectives correctly. The Fletcher, who was hiding in the smoke, trying to capture A. We just got lucky that we were able to catch him with a torpedo. Usually, whenever you send torpedoes, 9 times out of 10, they're able to evade it. But that time, we caught him. First blood just covered the screen with ribbons. And then, the enemy destroyer that attempted to go behind us, capture A, and most likely torpedo, was ripe for the taking because he was right in front of me, full broadside, able to take him out before he was able to escape in the smoke. Now, as I was headed to A, I knew that I had been spotted by the enemy aircraft that are just hovering over the corpse of the aircraft carrier. So I felt like I would go one way and I would switch to the other side just to prevent this destroyer from escaping. This is really a contingency. We obviously have great control over this game. We have access to an aircraft carrier that could easily spot this guy, but I'm never going to leave it up to chance. One thing that I didn't have access to, which I should use, if given, is the aircraft. It's a large island. You want an extended scout, and the aircraft would provide the perfect solution. Unfortunately, it's on cooldown. Otherwise, I would use it. If you were given a scenario where you're trying to hunt down and destroy an enemy destroyer, try and use your fighter over the island. It will help you scout much better. And the carrier's like, I don't really see him. It's very hard to spot a destroyer if they want to hide from you. If you have a general idea and we're scouted by the detection, he is scouted by the friendly destroyer. So, what the hell did you just do, Notser? Okay, so what I just did is I was in free look. I forgot I was in free look. Oh, that was very embarrassing. We fire on the enemy with the remaining guns. We're able to do 50% of his health, take out propulsion. The front gun that we accidentally fired into nothing does a little bit of damage. And he's using smoke, of course. He's hiding. He sent out torpedoes. We are angling for the torpedoes. It's pretty obvious when a target is broadside with you, they want to send the torpedoes at you. And he is scouted out. The friendly destroyer is trying to run. He's very low. He could die. And we're trying to kill this guy before he kills the friendly destroyer. Come on, get him! We gotta kind of compensate for the friendly torpedoes, so we can't bring all our guns to bear. But we're able to finish him off with one of our front guns. So, Northern Lights in the Ibuki. I have what the? Look at that XP. 3 kills for that. 2,832 base XP. Wow. Okay. So capturing and defending captures is worth a lot. We did 60,000 points of damage. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Ibuki. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.